So hey everyone, I'm doing a video response to the video Atheists Can't Justify Their Morals. And I'm gonna be trying something a bit different with this video. I like trying new things. And I just hope my neighbors don't see me, because this might seem a bit creepy, just filming myself alone outside. But anyway, I'm gonna be trying to address each point that the guy made individually.
As an atheist, I got a question for you regarding morals. In the book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 12, it says, "Do unto others as you would have them do unto you." Right? Okay. Is what I just read a good, or what I just spoke, a good principle to live by? Now remember, you're a true atheist.
So basically, yes, it is a good principle to live by, but Christianity didn't come up with it. There's very little original about Christianity. Somebody once said the thing about turning the other cheek is the only thing that Christianity itself came up with. There are, for example, some great ancient Chinese philosophers that have been saying that ages before it was ever written in the Bible. So yes, it is a good principle to live by, but don't try to take credit for it.
You would even say Jesus if he were alive, because I know many of you need to disprove him, because if you disprove Jesus, you disprove God, and you disprove the resurrection, and etc. and so on. I mean, I know your tricks, okay? I know what you're out to disprove, which is impossible.
That actually has nothing to do with this, but I just want to say burden of proof, I think it's in English. Look it up.
Now remember, you're an atheist. You have all knowledge. You
know what? No. Just no.
You're not agnostic. Like, you don't believe that maybe there's something out there. Like, that's not an option for you.
That's not what agnosticism is about. An atheist can be an agnostic atheist. So they don't believe in God, but they are not denying that he could exist. And they are saying that it can't be known. You know, even a non-agnostic atheist can think that he could exist. An atheist just doesn't believe that he does. They haven't found enough evidence to believe it. If someone were to present actual evidence, like something that totally made sense to an atheist, well, I'm not saying we're all like that, but to me, if someone actually presents real evidence to me, I'd become a believer. I have been trying to ask my religious friends for some reason why they believe the way they do, and mostly the answer is something like, I get this feeling when I'm at communion, or it's so important to me. That to me is not evidence. You were saying something about presenting evidence. I was so mad I had to do this right now, but after this I'm definitely gonna check it out.
But you're an atheist, so there's no way. You know everything. You know you've searched the entire universe, or you've read books from people all over the entire universe, even the ones from Mars, and you've concluded that there is no God. God does not exist, he's not real, he's nowhere to be found.
That, sweetheart, is just condescending bullshit. Straw man, I believe that's called. Nobody's saying that. You know full well there's no literature on Mars. Just don't do that. Please. That's bullshit.
Because if we're atheists, nothing matters, okay?
You know what? It matters. we do have a conscience. I'm gonna be getting to that later, but just that is, once again, kinda pointless.
If I want to blow up others and have everyone leave me alone, that's the rule that I live by. That's my golden rule. I'm going to carry a gun and kill everybody, and as long as I survive, I survive, and if I don't, I don't. And I go to jail, who cares? I'm an atheist. Nothing matters. I shouldn't really be concerned about eating pork every day, right? Or just devouring chocolate, and who cares about nutrition? I mean, that doesn't matter. I mean, who's to say I gotta eat the plants and the vegetables out there? I mean, they just happen by chance anyway. It's not like, you know, a fruit or a vegetable does anything good for my body.
So, this life doesn't matter to you? It's the only one we've got. We've got nothing to prove that we'll go to heaven or hell. This is the life we're living. If we only eat red meat, we're gonna feel it in a matter of months. If we go to jail, we'll suffer. For God's sakes, it's just crazy to say something like that. We feel things too, you know.
Anyway, most of you atheists are angry, man. You're angry at creationists. You're angry at God.
First of all, if somebody's mad at God, they're a theist. That's not atheism. Atheists don't believe that God exists at all. That's just nutty.
Nothing should matter. This argument that I have with many of you atheists shouldn't even matter.
You know what? It matters. It matters because of what I just said. This life is what matters to atheists. And other people matter to atheists. For example, I'd like to have children someday. And I'd hate the idea that at that point creationism would be taught at schools as the truth. Because, well, it's so against my ideology. That's just, there is no other proof than, look at it, it's so beautiful, how could it not be created? No. And even if the theory of evolution or abiogenesis are totally faulty, and I don't think they are, and I doubt they'll ever be proven that, but the fact that you are an atheist doesn't mean you necessarily believe those theories to be correct, absolutely correct. Atheism is basically like saying, we're not sure. And the fact that you guys seem to have an agenda is what bothers me. It's that you have to have things like creationism taught at schools. You have to convert people. That's what bothers me. Because sometimes I just walk on the street and somebody comes up to me like, hey, you got a moment? Yeah, of course I have a moment. Unless I actually am busy. But seriously, okay, most of the time they're Greenpeace or something. And I just tell them I'm a student. I can't afford that. I'm actually a UNICEF donor. Anyway, but that's not the point. Every now and then, a religious person comes up to me. Like, hey, you got a minute? Yeah, sure. And they're just like quoting Bible passages saying that I should accept Jesus as my savior and that God forgives me and all that stuff. If I didn't believe it in the first place, how do you expect something like that to do anything? You know, that's just, but I can't even go through my daily life without being bothered by certain Christians.